Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV. I'm Kenny Fogel. Glad you could be with us tonight. And as always, we're trying to get around the county and try to find interesting people, interesting things going on, and let you know what we know. And like I said, we find out more that's going on this way than any other way. So stick with us. We got Jackie and Jim Summers here with us today. And we appreciate you all being with us. And, first of all, welcome to the show. Appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
No Thank you very much.
For having us.
So,
Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about your church here before we go into anything else.
Well, we are new to Bardstown, it's a First Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, and we have two services on a Sunday morning. We have an 8:15 and a 10:30 with Sunday school in between. So the 8:15 is a little more casual, contemporary, and the 10:30 is more traditional. So a couple of things about our church. We have two kind of main things about us. One is that we have believers baptism, and we do baptism by immersion, and that is around 4th or 5th grade usually, and sometimes a little older, maybe a little younger. But when you're ready to understand what your faith means to you. And then the other is that we celebrate communion every Sunday. So that sets us a little apart from many Protestant denominations. But that goes back to our roots with the Stone movement in the early 1800s.
Well, we'll get into a little bit of that in just a few minutes. But first of all, I want to find out a little bit about you all. I mean, what brings a husband and wife team to, first of all, to the ministry, and then to the Bardstown?
Well, Jackie and I met over 25 years ago to celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary last month.
Uh-huh.
And we met while serving our first churches out of seminary up in Iowa. And we were serving about 25 miles apart. And met Jackie at a minister's meeting one evening. And after a while, we became friends. And after a while, we started dating, and the rest is history. And then we came and served at church in Mount Carmel, Illinois for 20 years as a co-pastor. We were in separate churches starting out. And then we accepted a call to come here to Bardstown, I believe the first Sunday in May or something. July. It was our first Sunday here. Yes. It's been a busy year, yes. But well, first Sunday in July.
Does it help that you share the same type of, the same ministry, same ideas, or was there conflicts there or something?
Well, I mean, there's always going to be conflicts,
right.
but I think we resolve them pretty well usually, and I think it's very helpful to be a clergy couple. We understand the stresses we're both under, we support each other, and there's a high burnout rate for pastors. And so I think with having someone to say, this is bothering me or that, and the other can say, well, look at it this way, and I don't think it's that bad, and how about this, and take turns kind of looking for the good and supporting each other.
I guess one of the things, like I said, I was thinking about was about I'm sure you do different things with the services, services when you're here, and you have ideas of how the service should be done, different ideas of what the how to stress something in the Bible. Some people stress one part a little differently than other people. Do you discuss that, or you basically let each other go on your own?
Well, actually, we read each other's sermons, and we
after they're written.
After we write them, before we preach them, we read each other's sermons, and we make commentary just to make sure everybody out there can understand what we're about, that we're not jumping ahead, and we have a line of thought that people can follow. But we do bounce each other ideas off each other, and it's very helpful. I think it makes us better pastors. An area that may not be a strong area for me will be for Jackie, vice versa, so we can build each other up. And so it works out very well, actually.
Well, somebody's looking to counsel or something like that. Are they particular? Do they want both of you together, or they seek out one of you for certain areas, or they just feel more comfortable?
I'd say it would depend on the person and the situation and what they're looking at, who they would be comfortable talking with. One of the things that we agreed on a long time ago is we are not jealous of each other's ministry.
Uh-huh.
So if you come in and say, I really need to talk to Jim, I'm not going to get my feelings hurt, and you don't like me, or
vice versa.
right,
Yeah.
or the same thing. That I'd feel more comfortable talking with Jackie about this. That's fine. That's okay.
So who are you inviting to the church? I mean, is there any particular target people that you're looking for? Young, old people that are not been to church for a while, somebody that's looking for a new home, or somebody that just has
Yeah.
questions? I mean,
Yes, all those.
All those.
Well, we would, our heart is really wanting to target those who do not have a church home.
Mhm.
I think a lot of times churches and communities just reshuffle the deck of Christians and use the popular church now sort of thing. And we really want to reach those folks who do not have a church home, they're not active in their faith, and reintroduce them to Jesus Christ, or reintroduce them to Jesus Christ, and build up congregation from there. We have a heart for really all ages. We like working with seniors, we love working with youth. We're kind of kickstarting that, our youth program back again.
we have a strong children's ministry
Yeah.
already. So,
The-
and we have a lot of youth. We're trying to get them kind of organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's different people. I've heard different people when they're looking for churches are looking for different things. Obviously,
Definitely.
some are looking for a family, and some are looking just I want to go to a church. I want to do my thing, be left alone. I mean, so you look at your congregation more as I guess it's to me is what do you perceive as your congregation in this church? Is it more of a family type unit, or?
I think it's family oriented, and we have single people who don't have family,
Mhm.
but they feel like family here
Yeah.
and feel accepted. And we have people that are very involved and go to just about everything, and then we have others who want to just come and worship, and
Yeah.
that's okay as well. So, but I think it is a family atmosphere, and if you want to do that, want to be included, people are very open and accepting.
So, Jenny, what caused you to ministry?
Well, my background, I went to Transylvania,
Uh-huh.
and from there I went to Indiana State, have a bachelor's in music education, master's in vocal performance,
Yeah.
and then I sang opera for 2 years. So after that, with the National Opera Company in Raleigh, North Carolina,
Mhm.
but after that I was going to church and talking to my pastor, and just felt very strongly called to ministry. And so I went back to school with the Lexington Theological Seminary, and from there went out to Iowa and served as an associate pastor at Western Wayne Christian Church. So, I think it was kind of God's nudging, God's call. God was like, you can do what you want for a little while, but then you're fine. So,
Well, do you feel like you're pioneering something? Because not a lot of female pastors, obviously. I've met you, but you're very much a minority. And how do you feel the acceptance? Have you been accepted pretty much, or?
I think over the years, for the most part, I have been. There's always some little instances, people say things, and
Yeah.
my feeling is to my call. Well, number one, our disciples tradition has ordained women for over 100 years.
150 years.
So because of that, it's not a problem in our denomination. But there are still individual churches that aren't sure about women as pastors. I've been very warmly received here in various forms of ministry, including preaching. But my feeling is my call comes straight out of the gospel, which is the first person that Jesus saw when he was resurrected was Mary Magdalene. And he told her, go and tell the good news. And to me, that's a clear call to preach. And he sent her to men to preach. So to me, that's a clear call that women, by Christ himself, are told to go and preach the good news.
Well, Jim, I know you spent some time in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where you got your calling, or was that before you ever joined the Air Force?
Well, that was long before I joined the Air Force. I received a calling at a very early age. My father had a heat stroke, and it was a very severe one, and was kind of touch and go for a few days, and I had experience in prayer. At that time, I really felt God speaking directly to me to enter the ministry. And just knew from that moment on. So all the way through high school, I was helping out with the youth group. When I went to community college, my home pastor and I talked, and he decided I was serious enough. He got me up to preach and put me in charge of different things, and really led me, because nobody in my family ever went to college. So I had no idea how to apply, where he went, what he had to do, or he really, along with some other people from my home congregation, really took me by the hand and led me down that path. My first experience in the military was when I was in high school. I joined the Army National Guard and went to basic training at Fort Jackson in between my junior and senior year in high school, and washed out of basic. And received a trainee discharge, and I was totally fed up with the military, wasn't going to do anything, that was it. And then received a calling in seminary that chaplaincy was going to be part of the ministry, and served in the Air Force Reserve and Air National Guard for 28 years, and including deployment to Iraq and Guam and Germany and other places as I was.
It's a big world out there.
Big world out there, and enjoyed that time. And I'm glad I got to be a civilian pastor and a military chaplain at the same time in the Guard and Reserve.
You run into a lot of unique things in the military you don't see in the civilian world.
That's true.
But it probably prepares you much for the
It does. There's nothing that I haven't learned in the military that I haven't applied many times over in civilian ministry. So I'm blessed to be able to go do that.
And I think it's been a real benefit too, because there's a lot of veterans out there who don't know where to turn, and they might not be comfortable talking with me because I don't have that experience, but they're very comfortable talking to Jim because of the experience he has, and he can understand where they're coming from. But on the other side, I'm also comfortable with family members of the military, because I've been through that as well.
Understand deployments.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, there's been many veterans who had the privilege to lead to Christ and to further their faith in the church, and just because we talk the language,
I understand.
and you know that yourself. So,
Well, Jackie, at the beginning of the interview, we alluded to the history of the church, and I know what's the history of this denomination, basically.
Of the denomination, we started at Cane Ridge. It's part of our start with the Great Revival, the early 1800s, near Kentucky, and kind of funny, it's in Bourbon County, Cane Ridge, but it was a great revival.
Which is a dry county.
That's right. We've always kind of talked about that, but that was kind of the start, but also with Alexander and Thomas Campbell. So it's called the Stone Campbell movement, and from that, church grew out of that, eventually split, sadly, as churches do, and so we have the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, which organized more as a denomination in the 60s. But back in the early 1900s, there was the first split, and that was with the church, the two churches, and the one branch became the Church of Christ, non-instrumental. And that was kind of the argument was instruments in church or not, because there's no instruments mentioned in the New Testament in worship. So that was kind of, so we went one path and they went another. And then in the
I take it you're the instrument church, because
we are.
Music.
Yes.
We are the instrumental.
And so then in the 60s, we started organizing more as a denomination, being called a brotherhood before. They didn't want to be a denomination, wanted to be very independent of one another. So there was another split, so you have more of independent Christian churches that are non-denominational, and then the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, which is a denomination, but we are still non-hierarchical. That's a hard word. And so we have our local churches. We are formed into regions, and then we have our general church over all of that. But the general church, unlike many, cannot come in and say, you're doing this wrong, or this is not who your pastor will be next month, you're having a new pastor. So our pastors, we are all by a certain called process. We fill out paperwork through the general office that's sent to regions, and the regional pastor pastors look at churches that might be open and offer those, a set of different papers to the church as a search committee. They can read through, they can interview, and then eventually decide if they'd like to call
The
someone.
church, you work for the church.
We do, for a local church, right. And so, but we work through the general church for a lot of different, like the
Right.
regional church, we do our camping program, we get a lot of support from regional ministers, different programs, but they can't come in and tell us how to do it. They can say, here's some good ideas. And the general church, we work with a lot of, like our global ministries, the missionary work. We have Compassion, which is the arm of the church that reaches out 24/7, helping in disasters, ongoing need, crisis. And then we have Reconciliation, which is an anti-racism effort. A lot of colleges, seminaries, that type of thing.
I know for years you've been involved with the programs, taking clothing to the mountains. I mean,
Yes.
doing
Miss
that,
Dora's
working with
ministry.
working with the prisoners in some certain prisons, and a meal here for people that couldn't.
We do the Rubenians.
Ruben
We're part of
Ann
that.
and Ruben Ann. So
Yes.
a lot of programs going on here that people don't see. That if they think church is just on Sundays, and they've got to.
No.
It's a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's true. There's a lot of really good ministries, a lot of caring people. We have a grocery cart in the front lobby that the food goes to the St. Vincent Food Bank, and we work together with them to help people in our community.
One of the things a lot of people don't realize about the Christian Church Disciples of Christ is that we willingly go out and work with other Christians.
Yeah.
It's just not just us.
Right.
Jackie mentioned our things we take to St. Vincent de Paul's, but there's a lot of community efforts that we've done in the past and hope to further here. We used to do last place we served, we did a huge Operation Share Toy Drive with other churches in the community, giving food at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and to provide with other helping agencies throughout the year to meet the needs of folks. So
Okay, you've been to Bardstown long enough. What do you think?
we love it.
We love it.
We
We're
really
enjoying it
do.
very
That's
much.
just, yeah, we're really enjoying Bardstown. Yeah.
Yeah.
And trying different places to eat. And we haven't made it to museums yet. We're waiting till we have a couple of clear days
There
so
you
we
go.
can really do well and spend the time.
A lot of
visiting
history
them.
here, and a lot of, like I said, we certainly welcome you here, and glad you're here. Like I said, I've gotten this interview basically based on several of your people that have told me you've got to stop and talk to you because there's a lot of great things going on in the church, and you're here, so apparently you do something right. So
We're enjoying
Thank
it.
you.
It's-
Yeah, we're
it's a lot of
enjoying our
fun.
time. Yeah.
well, we've got Jackie and Jim Summers here with us here on Channel 6 TV, and the First Christian Church Disciples of Christ. To make sure I say this right, because so you come and join them on Sundays, but any day of the week you can stop by and find out what's going on. And got a website.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
First Christian Bardstown.
First Christian Bardstown. Look them up and find out a little bit more about them.
Check us out on Facebook.
Check them out on Facebook. All right, well, stick around. A lot more to come here on Channel 6 TV. We'll be right back.